Hello, everybody. Welcome to MELLONfights. This is episode 11. It is June 13th, 2022. I'm Drew,
I'm Tara.
and it is, I don't know, did a lot happen this week? I don't know that it did.
I feel like
I
it
can't think of
didn't.
anything. No, I feel like it was a quiet week in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's some stuff that happened in my life, but like as far as the world, I don't know. I can't think of a bunch. There wasn't a lot of basketball games because they're 80 days apart right now.
I know.
I thought for sure there was a game last night, but there was not. So we may never get an end to this finals.
I know. And I'm ready for it to kind of be done. That was one of my notes I took.
Absolutely.
I was like, I'm just
I'm ready for
ready.
it to be over.
Yeah. It's just
I'm
boring.
ready for it to be over. Our listeners are ready for it to be over.
I
They're sick of
know.
us talking about it. Or they love it. I don't know. But yeah, I guess we can start there since we already are going that route.
Sure.
Get our sports talk out of the way so people can skip it that are skippers. I don't even know if that's a thing that happens, to be honest. Or they zone out, that's right.
Yeah.
So I
Or
think
they
since
learned
last
something.
or they learned something. So since last time, has there been two games? I think there's been two games.
Yep. Two
since
games.
last Monday. Two games
Split
tied up.
Mm-hmm.
2-2 now. Splitsies. I guess the thing to take from it is after every single game, everyone's like, "Man, this thing's over.
I
There's
know.
no way Boston's losing this thing now." Like they've never watched the NBA or a basketball series. Like I don't understand what they're talking about. Like
I agree.
all of a sudden Boston can't be beat. All of a sudden Warriors can't be beat. And it's just like, have you watched any of these games ever? Like basketball in general? Like it's back and forth all the time. And because of the three ball,
Uh-oh. Are we
it can
going on
be
a rant again?
it can be no, because of the three ball, it can be a blowout every single time.
Yeah.
Whoever hits the most threes, it's a blowout. It's fucking stupid. I'm sorry. I didn't get any emails this week, but I did get a text from Chris, and he's like, "Good, 3 takes, not good." And I'm like, "No, it's threes are stupid.
Yeah.
Like, they're dumb. I'm over. I hate them. It's like, cool. Here's a huge blowout one way. Here's a huge blowout the other way."
I was just watching something today, and it was talking about how Michael Jordan, in one of the playoff runs that they had, he took 6 threes in the entire
Total.
series, like total.
Exactly.
And it's just
And
so
guess what?
crazy.
No one was like, "This is boring."
Right.
No one's shooting any threes. Threes are stupid as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how many close games there's been in this playoffs, like coming down to the wire. None. It just isn't happening.
Been so bad.
It's been so boring. God, it sucked. Because it's just whoever's jacking threes up and hitting them that game, and then they end up winning by 10, 15 points, 30 points. It's never close. There's been like 3 close games in the whole thing. That did not used to be the case.
No.
There was a lot of close games, like where it come down to the wire.
And it's like no lead is ever safe because someone could just come down and start getting the threes. Oh, are we broken record with the threes?
Yeah, but I think I've got to the point where I can't, like, I do just want it to be over because I don't care anymore. It's just like 3-party. Gives a shit.
It just hasn't been a fun series. I mean, maybe the fans of those teams feel differently, but it's just, I don't know.
I didn't during the Bucks one. I know maybe because they lost, but like it wasn't even fun when they were winning games.
No.
Like again, like they did have one game. The game 5 was a close game. The game 5 that the Bucks won was a close game where they went up 3-2, and I thought they were going to win the series.
Mm-hmm.
That was a close game, and it was like exciting at the end. But that's about it. There has just been like no exciting games. Like there was the end of this game 7 of the Celtics series was close, and Jimmy didn't hit the shot, but
right.
Really, it's been few and far between close games. It's been a tough watch. I don't know. That's pretty much my NBA take. I don't know if you took anything else from it this week.
Well, my only other thing I took is is Draymond Green the most overrated player in the world? I mean,
Yes.
It's crazy because all the people that played with him or whatever, or pros were in the league, they act like he is so good and so important. And I mean, maybe at one point he was
Yeah.
more
Well,
important,
there's a
but
point
right
where
now,
it is more important for
yeah,
sure.
but right now it's like he is so terrible. He doesn't ever like think shot minded. So that's only
Oh
four
no,
people on the
wide
team.
open. He's
It
so wide
is
open.
wide
It's just
open.
like he
He
ain't gonna shoot
bricks
it.
it when he does shoot it. I mean,
And the things he's doing, like they're giving him credit for, like his defensive stuff. It's dirty. It
mm-hmm.
just is dirty. He's dirty. I don't like Draymond. Never have. He's dirty.
And like,
Like I was watching a thing on a rebound. He basically was like choking Jason Tatum.
yeah,
It's just like, dude, you're whack. You're whack. If you have to do that, you're not that good at basketball.
yeah.
You have to like do fake shit to like be successful.
And I know that he was benched for a while in the fourth quarter of the last game, and they kind of came back, but I'm just, yeah, he sucks. He sucks so much.
Yeah. I don't want to hear it like they're
His,
like, oh, he does all these other things. It's like,
no,
okay. Well, guess what? He's a really big part of basketball is putting the ball through the hoop.
he has
And you're
more,
not doing enough for the others. You're not doing enough for the other stuff to make up for it these
yeah,
days.
he has more fouls in this series than points, which
Pathetic.
is crazy. And he's
Pathetic.
playing at least 40 minutes a
And he's like
game.
distracting. Like he's
Yes.
always fucking around.
He like
Like I
ruins
don't know
the
whatever
flow.
yeah, like the podcast thing he does, like I don't care about that. Like
No, whatever.
I don't know. I don't think that's affecting the team. Like it probably at a point to a point people are probably like, dude, like why are you going straight to a podcast after this?
Yeah.
Like go home, go to bed. Like I'm sure when they lose, they don't love it. I'm sure the team is like, chill out, homie. Like, thanks. But again, at the same time, they make them do press conferences anyway.
Yeah.
You know, what's the difference? It actually is probably better because the press conference is a bunch of dudes asking them stuff that they don't want to answer anyway.
Mm-hmm.
At least in the podcast, he's going to give you like his real take. He's
Right.
just going to talk. He's like, oh, here's what I think. So, yeah, I guess it's no different than a press conference that they are forced to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, NBA is almost done, and we can move on.
Thank
Move
goodness.
on.
I'm hoping
To
for Warriors in 6 just so we can be done with this.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, tonight is Game 5. My prediction is a Warriors win at home. To be quite honest,
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's gonna be a rowdy crowd, and I think that they're. I feel like their shooters are starting to get hot. Like Clay's starting to find it, and Steph's kind of been there. Like Steph, Steph might, even if they lose, might get MVP. That's how good he's played
Right.
compared to everybody else in both teams. He's just played that good.
Do they really do that though?
It's happened.
Yeah, but
I listen. He's been the best player. It's not his like if he scores 35 a game over a 7-game series and they lose, it's not his fault.
yeah.
They probably would have lost in 4 if it wasn't for him. But really, no one on the Celtics is stepping up and looking like a guy. Like
No.
no one's doing anything worthy of an MVP.
Mm-mm.
So we'll see. I think the Warriors are going to win though, so I don't think it's going to come down to that.
Hopefully.
That's my take. But yeah, that's the NBA. I'm trying to think of though. There was something else about it though that wasn't NBA like game related, but I can't remember what it was now. It doesn't matter. Anything else sports related that you recall this from the week? Oh, we could talk about that golf tournament stuff.
Oh yeah.
We should probably talk about that.
I was reading up on it last night.
Well, let's tell people what that is first. Since you're reading up on it, you can go ahead and tell everyone what.
Oh God.
What's going on.
I have to sound articulate with
Let's
it.
see what we
I
got.
read it as I was like trying to go to sleep at 1:00 last night. Okay. So it's a new take on the game of golf is what I'm taking from it. And they're kind of changing things up and like this is the stuff that I didn't know about. The stuff that I knew about was like how it's being funded by Saudi Arabia. Am I jumping too much?
Just give the cliff notes of what it is quick, and then I want the takes. Cliff notes is so there's a new golf league.
Yep.
Saudi Arabia funds it, and it's all pros from the PGA are going to play in it, and people are like,
Mm-hmm.
"What the fuck are you doing?" That's the short of it.
That's the
Now you can
short of
get
it.
into more what you were talking about.
So the thing is, it has some interesting ideas, right? So just kind of changing
Sure,
up the game of golf and making it maybe a little bit more fun for people to watch. But the problem with it is the money and
it's
where it's
dirty money
coming from.
behind it.
It's dirty money. But I didn't realize how much money these people had the potential to make. It's
Yeah,
insane. It's insane.
it's nuts how much money they're going to make.
And it's like there's so many ways to make money. Like everyone makes a good amount of money because
Right.
there's only
Mm-hmm.
48 people that play and they play the entire 3 rounds instead of, I don't even know how much it usually is, but more than three. And
It's 4 rounds normally, and there's a cut
yes,
that not everyone plays in the final round or the second, or is it the final round and the second to last round? I don't remember.
yeah, because some people
Anyway,
don't make it to the weekend.
right. That's what it is. First
Yeah.
2 rounds, and then there's a cut to shrink it up.
And so there's 8 events. I think it's a
I don't know.
season. So it's a season long and there's 8 events. And
Right.
like the winner every time wins $4 million. And then the last place
Mm-hmm.
person wins like 120 or something,
Mm-hmm.
$120,000. And then there's like a team aspect to it. So
Yep.
if like it is crazy. And then
It's golf.
at the end of the season, the top 3 golfers split $30 million. It's like you like these it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like here's a bunch of money. No, yeah, it's a bunch of money from a bunch of Saudi fucking dipshits, and yeah, I don't know. It's still golf.
Yeah.
Uh, to me, it's the only interesting part is that people are going to do it. These dudes are like selling their souls, like
Yeah.
not that like not everything that's probably involved with the PGA, not every well, obviously like there's places like you know where the Masters are played,
Yeah.
Not St. Andrews. Why am I blanking? Where the Masters played?
Augusta.
Help me out, Tara. My brain.
Augusta.
Augusta National, where they don't have any black members still
Yeah.
to this day. Not even Tiger Woods is a member.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
that's the thing. It's like it's not like American money and PGA money is clean money, but it's like the Saudi money is blood money.
so clearly,
Yeah.
so clearly fucked up money. And these guys are just going to get huge paydays. Like whatever, do you? But we're all allowed to think you're an asshole after that. That's the
Uh-huh.
thing. You can go do it, but everyone's saying you're a fucking douche. It's totally. You just got to accept it. You
Right.
have to accept it. You can't be like, whoa, what? Well, no, you just have to accept you're going to get paid a bunch of money from that everyone knows is fucked up money. And when we all say you're an asshole, just go, yeah, I am. You're right. My bad.
And
You
like
have to accept it.
you do.
Own it.
And what's so crazy to me is I am not like a girl that knows a lot about money and investments and finance, but I'm just like the people that are investing in this, like, where's your return in investment? Because this is a lot of money that you're throwing at these people. Like, it just, none of it really makes sense
Yeah.
to my pea
Well,
brains.
I think their thought is that they're going to somehow
Take over.
take over the PGA, and then there's a ton of money involved at that
Mm-hmm.
point. Like it's all these people that try to do the other football leagues and then compete with the NFL. It's just never going to happen. Like I
Right.
don't know why they keep doing it. The new league coming out that The Rock put a bunch of money into. I'm just like, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, bro. Like, I don't see it. I'm not going to watch it.
No.
I have no desire to watch it. Why would I want to go watch less than product? I don't. I don't at all.
Yeah.
It's hard to start a new sports league, you know, at this point. They're all so established. But I will say, this new thing is they're throwing a bunch of money at you. That's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're getting real stars, you know, like real dudes.
Well,
They're like real golfers. I mean, a lot of them are past their prime, but they're real dudes.
yeah, it's just crazy to me because, like, Phil Mickelson, he is just being such a little twat about it and like wearing his like PGA like stuff on the pressers and like trolling and I'm like, okay. But I think they
Phil
promised
Mickelson,
him $240 million to sign on.
hard to say no.
Right? It is.
Hard to say no to that. Just to go play, because it's not like he's doing anything. He's just gonna go play golf.
Yeah.
It's like it's not like they're asking him to do wild shit.
No.
He just has to go do what he's been doing for the last whatever many years. Like I get it. I get the the intrigue of it, and like they're like,
Mhm.
well, I'm just gonna go play golf. So what am I really doing? You know. But again, you have to accept the backlash of that $240 million. Like
Right.
if that's the real number, I don't know, but regardless, whatever it is, it's a lot of money. You have to accept the backlash. You don't get to be like, well, no, I don't get to say things about me. Like
Right.
freedom of speech is a real thing. I get freedom of speech, but you also have to realize no matter what you say, there's going to be someone that doesn't like it, and you have to accept that. You don't, you can't be put in jail. Like that's all freedom of speech protects is like the government, like arresting you for saying shit about the government.
Mhm.
It doesn't protect people from thinking what you said is wrong, like bullshit. Like I could say a million things on this podcast, and that's fine, and it won't be illegal, but someone might hate it,
Mhm.
and I have to accept that. Like that's not, people think freedom of speech means that everyone has to accept what you say.
Right.
That is not what it means.
No.
There's always repercussions for what you do. Like, yeah, it may not be illegal for you to say that. The government can't punish you for that, but the court of public opinion can be like, this guy's a piece of shit.
Definitely.
You just have to accept it. You can try to defend yourself, but whatever. That's the most political I think we've gotten.
I know. We try to steer clear.
Not really.
I know.
It just isn't that fun. This is
No.
supposed to be fun, a fun podcast.
Exactly.
So it's not that fun. But this is the sports thing. It's just like, whatever. I'm gonna say things that piss people off. I try to avoid it.
Mhm.
I try to avoid things like that more because, again, it's not that fun to have to like defend yourself. It's like annoying. It's
Mhm.
like, this isn't fun. This isn't why I'm doing this. So sports, and that was our sports and politics section today. Did you have any other sports? Because you were
Um
gonna say something, but then I thought of the golf thing.
well, so I have like this thought. I was thinking about baseball because I've watched like 0 minutes of baseball this season and
Yep.
we've talked about how boring we think it is and it's just like we kind of lost interest in it and it's just,
Yeah.
it's baseball. But then I started thinking about like how much fun it is to go to baseball games. And I decided that it's more of like an event, like a live event thing for me now, where I don't ever really care to watch it on TV. But if someone's like, hey, do you want to go to this baseball game? I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go. Like, let's go
Mm-hmm.
eat, drink, and be merry.
Sure.
And I think,
Is your take?
well, yeah, because I still think like if I went to a baseball game, I would have fun, but I have no interest in actually watching a baseball game and knowing about the players and so
So are you just here to tell me you like going to baseball games? Is that what this is? Hey, I like going to a baseball game here and there. It's fun to go to drink beer during the day
yeah.
and have a hot dog. That's
And
what you're
like
telling me?
tailgating's really fun.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
And like you don't really have to watch all of the game, but then when you do
Nobody,
catch some of it,
Tara,
it's like
nobody watches it.
right, but then you catch some of it and
I
it's
think
fun.
I bet on average the amount of pitches watched by a person in a baseball stadium, the average, some people watch almost every pitch, but I bet the average is somewhere around 20 pitches total.
Probably. But like the atmosphere of a baseball game is just really fun. Like the walk-up music that they play, and, like, kinda getting to know the players through their walk-up music, and, like, you can just be, like, having some bevs, and then all of a sudden you hear, like, a walk-up music that is, like, a player you like, and then you pay attention to the game then.
I again, my question is, what is your point?
My question is, this is my segue to
Well, that's my point. What are you working towards? Get to it already.
well, that really was my take on baseball, but then as I was thinking about it, I was like, thought about walk-up songs. And I
Mhm.
wanted to know what your top 3 walk-up songs would be
What do you mean? For who?
for you. If you were a baseball
The top
player,
3
what would your walk-up
what were the
songs
top
be? Or
3?
just like what are
I
3
gotta
walk
pick 3?
just think of 3 walk-up songs. It took me 2 seconds to
Think
think of mine. So,
I don't know, I probably would either come out to Shots by LMFAO.
oh, sh
Like, that would get the first of all, the crowd would get wasted because of me.
mm,
Like, every time that'd be like their drinking game. Like, when Shots came on, they'd get wild.
everyone would bring in
So
those little, like,
that's
shot things.
yeah, that's my
Mhm.
number 1.
Okay.
Or the wherever I played would be smart enough, they'd, like, have Jello shot lady going around, and everyone would get it just in time for my at bat. So when everyone took a shot for it, like, come on, I'd be the, like, most beloved player in the league if I
Yeah.
came out to Shots. My next song would probably be "Cool for the Summer" by Demi Lovato, just because it's sexy. I'd want people to think I was fun and I'd want people to think I was fun and sexy.
Mhm.
And it's just kind of a fun, and baseball is like summer's pastime. It's
Mhm.
like I feel like it's almost the perfect song to walk up to. Man, this is good. I like this.
Mhm.
And then a third one, um, probably, I was thinking maybe something a little older, a little more rock and roll could be fun. Maybe like, um, maybe I'm sure many of people have come out to it, but I think I just would want Crazy Train because it's a cool tune. Little Crazy Train.
I like it. I like how you were, like, so not
Yeah.
on board with it at first. You were like, "Geez, Tara, this is stupid. Why are you making me do it?"
I didn't think it was
And
stupid. I
then
just
you
thought it was
came
going to be
around
hard.
to it.
I thought it was going to be hard, not stupid. I was like, man, I don't know. There's so many songs. I've never thought about what I'd walk out to before.
Mhm. Do you wanna hear
So
mine?
yeah, those 3. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
I kinda had, like, the same, like, thought process as you want, because 'cause I'm like, "Okay, what makes a good walkout song, like, to get the crowd
Yeah.
hyped?" So my first thought, because everybody loves her, Britney Spears' "Toxic."
Mm-hmm.
It just has a
That's
cool
good.
opening to it, and it like,
Yeah.
everyone loves it.
Mm-hmm.
The
Real
next
good.
one I picked was Eminem, "Lose Yourself," because if there is
Oh
a,
wow.
because let's face it, baseball's pretty much a white person, like, pastime. People that are white love some baseball, and people that are
Well,
white
well,
love "Lose
it's white or
Yourself."
Latin American,
Sure.
but
But people
Lose Yourself. Yeah.
like, going to a University of Wisconsin Badger football game and "Lose Yourself" comes on, that student section loses themselves. So
It's so funny to me. Like, I'm a really big Eminem fan. I really am, Tara.
yeah, I
I
am
like
too.
Eminem. I have a box set of all of his records. I don't care about Lose Yourself. I never have. I just don't. It's never spoke to me. It was like for a movie, and it was like inspirational. I don't want inspirational from Eminem. I want dirty and like aggressive and like offensive. Really, I'm gonna be quite honest. That's what I want from Eminem.
You want your
That's what I
Eminem
need from Eminem.
offensive.
I want my Eminem offensive and like I want a mom to want to listen to it, and
Okay.
they'll listen to Lose Yourself
It's
for
such a
sure.
good song, though. You got one shot, one
It's a good movie.
opportunity. That's another good
Yeah,
reason for going up to bat. You got one
I'm
shot.
not saying it's bad for an. I'm saying it's good for what you're talking about. I'm just saying as a whole,
Mm.
people like that's like a lot of people's favorite Eminem song, which is wild to me because it's like the least Eminem song out there. Like that's not Eminem to me. Like Eminem is like got a lot of crazy shit to say.
Yeah.
And that song's kind of like straightforward
But
and
it's
very much like
just
this is a inspirational cheesy
but
song
it's
kind
just
of.
has such a cool vibe to it.
Yeah, it's a
Like the
great song.
the
I'm just saying it's not Eminem's best song. He's got a lot cooler stuff out there.
yeah, I was kind of bummed
I
that
need to
that's
make
what he chose for the Super Bowl.
yeah. He should have sang like I don't know. It'd been real wild if he went up and just sang "Stand." That'd been fucking nuts.
Yeah, that would have been a choice. Now I'm gonna
He just
sing
went
a
up and sang
song
something wild.
about
Yeah,
murdering my
yeah,
pregnant girlfriend. Yeah, that's a
yep.
great Super Bowl song. Um, and
Yeah,
then my,
it would have been topical with
oh
the
my
abortions
god.
and stuff. Yeah, people have been like, "Whoa."
um,
What's your third and final?
my third and
Uh,
final, I
oh,
think, would be such a crowd pleaser. Would be
mm-hmm.
"Stroke It" by Clarence
Ooh,
Carter, because
yeah,
they call it like
that's
a
good.
bat stroke, but then it's like a double entendre. So, I
Hmm.
I pick that one as my
People be up
last.
and people could take shots during that too and get horny. It'd be good.
Yeah,
It'd be good.
that's
I'm
the
not
horny song.
I'm not positive about my third song. If I think of something else during the podcast, I'll let you know. It's fun and it's classic, but
Yeah,
I do like yours. They're good. I like Stroke It maybe as your best option.
yeah.
But Toxic's good. The Eminem song has good meaning, but
It just gets people
again,
hyped
just because
though
it's
too. I want people to be
I know
hyped when
that's
I bat.
white people. You're right. White people
They
hyped.
love
You're
it
right about
so
that.
much.
I've never heard a black person go like, you know what I love is lose yourself. Mom spaghetti.
They might like it.
People love saying mom spaghetti. Is that what it is? The
Vomit
line?
on my
Mom spaghetti.
sweater. Mom spaghetti. Yep.
Have you seen 8 Mile? 8 Mile's not even a good movie. Eight
No,
Mile
I've
stinks.
never seen 8 Mile.
It's just it makes no sense. It's such a terrible movie.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I'm not that's not gonna be on your list ever is Eight
Okay.
Mile. Or maybe it will, and we can be like, how was 8 Mile? So um nice. I like that. I I like that a lot. Uh so that's our sports talk for
That's
the
our
week.
sport.
That's a good way to close it down. Um and then let's just jump into the movie because I that's might as well. Mission. So let's talk about first of all, Mission Impossible 1 was Tara's assignment, MI1, and they just happened to put up all the Mission Impossibles on Netflix this week. Like they're all there now.
Oh,
So if you got hooked, they're all there. Tea bags.
yeah.
Um,
They're also on
but yo, Miss
Paramount.
Tara hasn't seen.
All of
They're all
them.
on Paramount
Yep.
too. Oh, okay. So they were just like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Maverick's coming, Top Gun's coming out. We're putting up everything, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a preview for the new Mission Impossible in at Maverick
Oh,
when I went to
really?
it. So yeah, it looked pretty wild, looked pretty good. I can't lie, I was
Mm-hmm.
kind of pumped for it, kind of got psyched up for it. So Mission Impossible 1, but Mission Impossible 1, I think it's just called I don't even know what it's
I
called.
think
Am
it's
I
just called
Mission
Mission
Impossible? It might just be
Impossible.
called. Yeah, it's got like the most classic scene ever in a Mission Impossible movie.
The vault scene.
Which we'll get to. Huh?
The
The
vault
vault
scene.
scene, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. Um so what do we think, Tara's what do we think of Mission Impossible?
I really liked it.
Yeah,
It was
it's a
fun.
good movie.
It was a good movie, and there was lots of twists and turns,
Yep.
and like that first 20 minutes of the movie I was not expecting. Like, I'll just spoiler alert right now.
Refresher.
If you have
Refresher.
Okay, if you haven't seen Mission Impossible, spoiler alert. But the first 20 minutes was so crazy because it kind of like introduced everybody that was on the Mission Impossible team or Tom Cruise's team, and then it killed like half of them in just crazy ways
Mm-hmm.
because they got ambushed for their mission. So I was not expecting an ambush to happen, and um it was like I seriously went, "Oh my gosh, everyone's gonna die." Um, the way Emilio Estevez dies, he's in an elevator shaft, and it keeps going up and his face like gets smashed into the top, and they show it
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy. Um
Yep. Yep.
so that surprised me. Just that first 20 minutes was crazy. I Because again, like I've never seen a Mission Impossible movie. I've never seen a James Bond movie. I've really never the
What?
only yeah.
Wait, what? Wait,
Yeah.
what? Oh my god!
Like the
Like I have
only
you watching a Mission Impossible movie, but I didn't know you've never seen a James Bond movie.
No. So I've never seen these types of movies, like, but I have reference to them because I've seen Austin Powers. So
Jesus Christ!
that is kind of like my reference point of spy movies. And it was fun because I kind of saw in the reverse order of how Austin Powers like was doing spoofs of Mission Impossible in certain things. Like the vault scene. The vault scene is like
Yeah.
100% like the a scene in the original Austin Powers where they're talking about like how you have to get into like the secret area and they're like in lab coats and they do like eye scans and stuff like that. And that happens in Austin Powers. So I'm like, oh, I know where this came from now.
I mean, it happens in like all spy movies.
Probably.
Like that's a spy movie thing, basically.
But it's like
Terrorist.
that
Like, cool.
all
Here's what's.
white.
Here's what you're gonna.
But it was like all white. And what's also funny
No, I
is
got you.
what made me laugh is in Austin Powers 2, the gold member one oh wait, that's 3. Austin Powers 3, when they make like the movie at the end, Tom Cruise
Hmm.
plays Austin Powers. And I was like, oh,
It's
that's
the
so
beginning. It's the
funny.
beginning. It's the opening of it, not the. Yeah, it's how the movie starts.
Oh, with Fat Bastard going to it?
It no, it starts with the spook, like where Tom
Oh.
Cruise is. That's how the
Yeah,
movie
yeah, yeah.
starts.
You're right. You're
You
right.
think the movie's starting, and all of a sudden you're like, "What the fuck is this Tom? Why is this Tom
Yes,
Cruise
that's
and
right. That's right.
Gwyneth Paltrow? What's going on here?"
Yeah, so that's funny that cuz before like I didn't put 2 and 2 together because of Mission Impossible, why that makes it even more funny and fun.
Sure. Yeah, he's. I mean, they're spoofing Mission Impossible and
Oh yeah, all the
Bond even more.
but
But
like when they had
yeah,
like at the beginning of it when um the guy is on the plane and he gets like a message and like the message even sounded like the Austin Powers like if you here's your mission if you choose and I'm like why is that familiar? I'm like oh yeah, Austin Powers. It's so stupid. Um but yeah, so let's see. What else do I want to talk about? Oh,
well, what? Go
yeah,
ahead.
you go.
No, so I just want to know, like, what? So, what's your take? Like, what about Mission Impossible? Like, Tom Cruise is he like? What do you think of Tom Cruise's performance as like a super spy, like action star? This was like his first action role,
Mhm.
really. Like he was in some stuff, but this was obviously like Top Gun and stuff. But this was where he was like, I'm the badass in this thing.
Yeah.
5'6" Tom Cruise.
I mean, I thought he was believable. I thought he was
Absolutely.
really awesome and I loved how yeah, he definitely is a superstar. And what's so crazy about that too is so I start doing like because obviously I know who Tom Cruise is, but I went back and looked at like the movies I had seen him in like prior to last year cuz last year I watched Top Gun and Interview with a Vampire, but like prior to that like I had only really seen like 3 movies that he was in. One being
Where he wasn't up.
where yeah, like he wasn't really the main character other than Collateral. Um
Weird.
so I was just like, "Oh, I get why he was like the biggest star cuz he is like charming and handsome and a good actor and like his um like the vault scene and the train scene are so, both of them are so crazy, and you're on the edge of your seat, and he's awesome. And I loved how he just was always a step ahead of everybody, except
The actor, you mean in the
no, the
movie?
movie.
Tom was a top step. Tom had it figured
He had
out.
to figure it out.
No, so the vault scene,
Yeah.
for you don't know what Tara's talking about, is where he's hanging from all the wires and stuff, and like can't touch the floor, and the heat can't go up, and there can't be any sound because there's like that's all of the security they have in this room to
Yes.
protect this. What I don't remember what they're protecting, but
The computer.
something on some computer,
Mm-hmm.
some information on the computer, and it's like an intense scene where he's like dropping down and he flips down and sweating
Oh
and
my gosh. And catches his sweat
you
in
think he's
his
gonna touch the
hand.
floor. You think he's gonna touch the floor about 80 times. I thought he was gonna. I remember seeing it in the theater, thinking he was
Mm.
gonna touch the floor for
Oh
sure,
yeah.
and everyone was gonna come running in. He was gonna have to fight his way out. But uh, yeah, that was a
Well,
stressful, intense scene.
when he drops to the floor because the rat comes into the
Yeah,
what's it called, the ducts. I
yeah,
You know how I feel about rats. I just had to look away. It was
for sure.
disgusting. But
You
yeah,
definitely don't like rats.
no. It was cool. I liked it.
Well,
Let's see,
so
is there
there's
anything?
like five. There's like five other ones, and a new one coming out. Will you see any of them? Because I will say eh, they get crazier. Like the stunts get crazier and just as stressful. Like there's one where he's on the tie, he's climbing up the side of the tallest building in the world, like on the glass with like suction cups, and it's like he's like really out there doing it.
Oh my
Like in
gosh.
real life, he was like climbing the side of a building
I feel like I
with like
would watch another one for sure, because it's just a fun time, because
yeah,
it's stressful, but I don't know. It's like when they were on the train. That whole scene
yeah,
was just freaking awesome. Like the setup of it, where
yeah,
it's like you knew that he knew who all was involved. And you're like,
right,
how's he gonna get this figured out? But then the
right,
action part of it, where they get outside of the train and it's like super high velocity. So, and they're doing all these crazy things. And then the freaking guy comes with the helicopter, and the helicopter goes underneath the tunnel, and that whole thing. It's just like
yeah,
crazy. I loved it. So yeah, I think I would
yeah.
definitely watch more, because if it's more stuff like that and it gets even crazier,
All gets
it's a fun
crazier
time.
and looks
It's
even
fun.
crazier.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
it's
fun.
fun.
Mission Impossible movies. The new one looks pretty rad. I can't lie. It looks like it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. If I don't know, I might tell you to jump to number four. Four is pretty cool. If you're looking for the next one you watch, maybe watch four.
All the women in it were
That's a
so
good one.
beautiful. Like so beautiful.
Yeah, that's how they roll.
Mhm.
That's how they roll in Hollywood, Tara. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
That's how they roll in Mission Impossibles, and that's how they roll in James Bond movies. They don't fuck
Mhm.
around. So, and sometimes they're beautiful, but they don't fit in. It's like you don't belong in this movie. Like it feels weird.
Mhm.
Um, but then sometimes they're very attractive. Like what's her name's in one? uh, 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 why can't I think of her name? She's in Wild Things.
What? Denise Richards?
Denise Richards in one of the Bond movies, and I think she plays a scientist, and she just feels out of place in the movie.
Mm.
Very attractive woman, but it just didn't. It felt weird in a James Bond movie. She didn't feel like James Bond women almost have to be from another country. They have to almost have an accent for it to make sense. Otherwise, it feels weird.
Sure.
Or they can be Holly Berry. Holly Berry's in one, and it looks great in it.
Well, Denise
She
Richards
does not
really
have an
isn't a
accent.
good actress, too. So
That part, yeah, that didn't help.
yeah.
But plenty of the Bond women that they've had aren't good
Oh.
actresses over the years. So, especially in the older ones. So, uh, nice. So, what's the rating then? Let's hear it. What'd you rate this fucker?
Um, I am gonna give it 4 explosions.
4 explosions. That sounds dirty. 4 explosions.
Four
Did you think
explosions.
of this one ahead of time, or did you not? Or did you get to rate
I
it and you
forgot
decided
to
now that
rate
it's
it. I
just gonna be
just said
four?
overall really fun movie, but I'll give it 4 explosions out of 5.
Is the first in the first one? Does he wear a mask that's not him?
Yeah, a lot of times.
Or is that does happen in the
Yeah.
first one? I couldn't remember. I'm like, does that not start till the second one?
No,
Isn't that
it's like the
wild?
whole
It's
thing.
like the
Yeah.
it's so funny. Like they act like they have this technology that makes them look
I
perfect, and then
know.
they take it off, and it looks so
Well,
funny.
what was crazy too is like the first time he didn't have like the very first or second scene is where Emilio Estevez is watching something on camera, and it's like he's surveillance of one of their missions or
Yeah,
whatever, and but the mission looks like he's watching like a play or something because it's so
yeah,
weird. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden they go in and he rips off his face and it's Tom.
yeah. It's so funny because like basically for the rest of the series now, Tara is now is like anyone could be
Yeah,
anyone because of
their
their
technology.
technology is so good that it's
Yeah,
that is perfection.
yeah.
Like you can't like they're like printing it in like the back of I don't know if it's this one, but they're like printing it in the back of a truck at one point. So like
The
because they got his
mask.
face scanned
Oh
and then
my
they got yeah,
god,
they like make it on the spot.
that's so
Like they got to
funny.
get a scan of it quick, get it on them so they can do it. It's like the mask wearing becomes a very big plot thing over the course of the series. And at this point, it's just like cool, anyone can be anyone. It's kind of like pretty
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's like Scooby Doo.
There's one I think it's the fourth one where uh Philip Seymour Hoffman's in it, and like like multiple times he's like Philip, like you never know if it's Phil or not. It's so ridiculous. So that might be my favorite part of the Mission Impossibles is the mask thing. It's really
It
funny
is funny.
and like so much and used so. I'm always like, I'm like, is this Tom in this one? Who is this? Uh, so
But yeah,
sh-
4 explosions.
so yeah, Mission Impossible movies. Four explosions out of
Mhm.
5 explosions.
Yep.
All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We should watch more of those, and we'll get you to watch a James Bond here at some point. I'm not going to do back to back spy movies, but you'll be watching Casino Royale in the next couple of months for sure.
Ooh,
Because that's a good introduction to modern
James Bond.
James Bond. Yeah. Um. What what else you got for me? You got anything else for me? That you noticed this week? Anything cool you want to touch on?
Britney Spears got married,
I saw that. You
and
know how I am about you know me and celebrity weddings, how much I'm into them. But let's
uh-huh.
talk about Britney because it's Britney, so I'm
It's
into it. Let's
Britney.
talk
I
about
love
it.
her, but it was crazy because it was on a Thursday, and her ex-boyfriend, or no, her ex-husband, he stormed her wedding like he stormed the Capitol on January 6th. It was crazy.
Did he storm the Capitol on January
Yeah, he
6th?
did. He was
Oh
at
man.
the Capitol. Um,
Oh wow.
and that was like a crazy, and he live streamed it on his Instagram.
Was it Jason
Yep,
Alexander?
Jason Alexander, not
The guy. That's
yep.
right. Okay.
And like you can tell he's pretty methed out or something. He looks rough. But so that is how her wedding started, which seems about right for Britney. People just fucking up her world. Um,
Weird.
but I don't know. To me, it was so cute. I like everything looked really nice, and it was just at her house, and she had like a really
Mm-hmm.
strange guest
So,
list.
so he stormed her house.
Yes, it was at her house. So he
Oh my
stormed her
god.
house. I
Weird.
know.
What's wrong with people?
I don't know.
Like, where's that coming from? Like, you haven't had anything to do with this woman for 10
Well,
years.
then
Longer,
yeah.
probably.
Well, he was on his live talking about how like how she's still being held captive, and like because she has a LLC or something, and follow that, and he was doing all of these crazy things in his brain that didn't make any sense actually. And so I felt bad for her, but then it looked like she had a really fun wedding. But
Awesome.
her wedding guests,
I thought you had more.
I
I thought you.
do. I
Huh?
do. I just wasn't sure if you wanted to say anything about it. But
No, I want to know more. I mean, if you're gonna tell me about it, you better tell me the good
oh
stuff
yeah.
about it. Not that it was
So
cute.
she looked beautiful and Sam looked handsome, and she wore a white Versace dress. And she didn't have a lot of people. I think there was just like 50 people there, and some of the people on her guest list were Paris Hilton, Madonna, Selena Gomez, Drew Barrymore. And what's crazy about some of the people, like, so she wrote a post, like, I don't know, a couple months ago talking about like women that she admires. And one
Hmm.
was Drew Barrymore and one was Selena Gomez. And I don't even think like they knew each other prior to her writing it. She just like these are people that inspire me. And
Hmm.
they were at the wedding just having the most fun. And then during her like reception, she put on a
Hmm.
different outfit, and it was a suit coat, like a jacket, and
Yeah.
a diamond thong. That's all she had on.
The
And
fuck?
it was not that long of a jacket. Like her like booty
Like her
cheeks were
cheeks were.
hanging out. But she like there was a video that was out there where she was dancing with her husband, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this she felt like a normal person just like dancing with her husband and looked really cute, and it wasn't like her weird spins that she was doing. She was like it just was like a really sweet moment that they were having. So I it almost made her feel, cuz like, sometimes you're not quite sure
It
what's
almost
going on with
you're saying it
Brit.
almost made her feel like normal,
Yeah.
even though she's wearing a suit coat and a
Yes,
thong.
I know it's
What are we
I
talking
know it
about?
sounds crazy, but like it just
She's nuts.
no.
Here's the thing: is I know that everyone's like, "Oh, free Britney," but she's nuts. Like, like her, no one should be controlling her life or everything. But that she's not normal.
She's just a
Like her,
little
I've seen her video.
eccentric.
I've seen her. Mm, I've seen her videos. They're mantic sometimes.
Mantic?
Like mantic.
Manic?
Is that the word? Manic. Thank you. Mantic. She stands like a praying mantis, which is kind of true actually. But she's a weirdo, man. She's been through a lot, and she's been probably on a lot of medication over the course of her life, and she got weird. She's a weird cat. I'm not saying that her dad should have control over all of her stuff, but maybe he should. I don't know. I don't know how bad, how weird she is, but
No. She's been taken
I don't
advantage of
know.
a lot. I think she's a little weird, but she's cute, and I just like looking at the pictures from her wedding and some of the videos. It just made me really happy for her because it looked like she
That's
was
good.
having a really good time.
It's totally possible she's having a good time. Did she walk out to Toxic? Is that
Maybe.
her walkout music to her down the aisle?
No.
Could that be your walkout music? What would you walk down the aisle to, Tara?
Um,
Would you walk down the aisle to the classic? I don't even know what the classic is like.
no. I think I would like try to change it up a little. I really liked when Jeremy and Megan's wedding, Megan walked down to maybe she walked they walked out to All You Need Is Love. I don't remember what she walked down the aisle to, but it was something different.
Why wouldn't you just do Toxic? It's your jam.
I might Drew. Um I think it was down the aisle. Someone we went to high school with walked down the I think you were at this wedding, and they walked down the aisle. Yeah, I don't think you were at the wedding. Meet me at the altar in your white dress is what
I don't
They
know what that is.
You don't know that song?
No.
Oh. It
Is it a country song or
No,
something?
it's like a rap hip hop song. Meet
Hmm.
me at the altar and your
Who walked down the aisle to it?
Garcia.
That wasn't at Garcia's
Oh,
wedding.
I don't know why I thought you were.
Might have been at Garcia's
Emily
wedding.
was, I think.
Garcia doesn't like me.
I don't know.
I was a dick to her
You
in high
were a
school.
dick to her.
She's more than welcome to hate me. I deserve it.
Yeah.
I hope she. I mean, I'm not surprised that's who walked down the aisle to that.
Mhm.
Um,
But that sounds like
that
fun.
seems like the right vibe for her. Seems
Mhm.
like the right vibe for
Yeah,
her. Yeah,
it's
that seems like a
vibey.
lot of fun. I'm sad I
I
wasn't at it.
know. I feel like
I'm
that's
sad I
more
wasn't
fun
at
when
it.
it's like you do something fun like that.
You know what's kind of fun at weddings is to have people you kind of don't know or like at them.
Why is that fun?
Like a big wedding, just like, I don't know. Because they're just going to everyone's going to, there's going to have a good time. You'll have one real drunk person there.
Wait, it's fun
It's
to
going to
be
get
a
weird.
person at a wedding that a person you don't like, or it's fun if you have a wedding and you invite
Yeah.
someone you don't
It's
like?
kind of fun to be at it's kind of fun, both. I think you should always invite someone you don't really like that much. Because, like, I've been the person, I'm like, why am I at this wedding? I barely know these people.
Sure.
And then you just like, but then that person just, you have no pressure at that wedding. Maybe not for the person inviting them, but if you go to a wedding like that, you have no pressure at that wedding to be like proper and you just get weird and have a good time. I've definitely been at a wedding where I'm like, why am I here? I'm just going to get weird and get this open bar, baby. It's fun to make friends with someone you barely know at a wedding. And like, that's your pal for the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how about this, Tara? Top 3 people you meet or spend time with at a wedding. For me, it's a stranger that I don't know. Because that's fun. Like, we're buddies now. We've been buddies our whole life. Also, we're buddies.
Mm-hmm.
2 is actually kind of what I was talking about. Someone that you're an acquaintance with, but you never really liked each other that much. But for some reason at this wedding, we're buddies now. I don't know why.
One.
Maybe because we've had a few drinks.
I like that
like
one.
That can be like we're almost enemies, but for some reason tonight we decided we tight.
Yeah, and afterwards we're not gonna be, tight. But like right now,
no,
this is where we're
yeah,
at.
If we see each other at a bar, in 2 months, we're not even gonna acknowledge each other. But tonight we are it.
I like that one.
And then my third one, person at a wedding to hang out with. I like to have a conversation. The last wedding I didn't do this. I like to have a conversation with the grandmother, like someone very old, like an old woman. I really like to sit down and with them and have like a drink while they're like watching the dance floor and just like try to get them to laugh. That's one of my favorites at a wedding is the grandma is fun to talk to for a little bit.
You're way more social at weddings than I am. Because I was like, I don't understand this question.
Sure. No, I'm very social. Well, when I have a date, not as much. That's one thing. Being at a wedding, but like single, is a lot more fun than having a date that you have to. Unless the date you're with is super busy and doing their own thing, and then you can just kind of make friends.
Right.
But like, it is more fun to be single at a wedding just because you can like randomly latch onto people that you'll never speak to again.
Right.
It's kind of fun.
And I feel like I literally, like the second the music starts, I'm on the dance floor. So I'm not doing a ton of like chatting with people. And beforehand, let's be real, I'm probably not doing a ton of chatting with people that I don't know. Because I am shy.
You're missing out.
I'm shy.
That's Tara. That's what the alcohol is for.
I don't drink enough to.
That's what the wedding.
I don't drink enough alcohol.
Figure that out. Oh wait, we're gonna stay here. We're gonna stay here on this wedding stuff.
Yeah.
I talked to Miranda about this a little bit. You hear about this wedding where, in lieu of food and alcohol at the wedding, the bride and groom decided to have Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse actors show up.
Yes.
You're losers.
I know. It's
if I went to that wedding, I would have been so fucking pissed. They better have told them ahead of
Yeah.
time, but it sounds like they may not have told people ahead of
No,
time.
they didn't because people were surprised. And it was at Disney. So people, that's a destination wedding. So people probably had to pay extra money to get there.
Yeah.
And then they don't even have food and alcohol. D- wasn't one of your grievances Disney adults? Wasn't that one of your
Tara,
previous
it's one.
agreements?
I mean, I don't know if it was. I've
I
definitely
think it
talked about it.
was.
I mean, it listen, Disney adults are a grievance of mine.
Yeah,
Like it's ridiculous.
but that's
I don't like
insane.
anyone who likes anything so much that mostly you started liking as a kid, but you still like it as an adult, like an insane amount.
Right.
And then make your wedding about it. You're crazy. You're wild.
And you
Like being a
use,
Disney adult's one thing, but making your wedding about it,
yeah.
you're crazy.
And you're thinking that people are going to understand because, like, Mickey and Minnie were there. And, oh, that's like the whole
Which
budget
is
of the catering. So, like, how much money are Mickey and Minnie making for this? Like, what?
ask two of your friends to put on a Mickey and Minnie outfit for like
Right.
when you get home. Like, what are we talking about? It's not like the real Mickey and Minnie Mouse are at your wedding, homie. It's two teenagers or two 20-somethings that want to be actors and they're stuck
Right.
playing Mickey and Minnie Mouse at weddings.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? It's like a stuffed animal, basically.
It's like when I heard about that, I believed it because people are freaking weird, but I also was so disgusted by Disney for like charging that type of money to have two people throw on a costume. It's just gross to me. And then the stupid people that did it being duped into thinking that that's a cool thing or people would
All of it.
enjoy that. Everything about
All of
it.
it.
Oh, and that they got married. Just kidding.
Yeah, for sure. But how about this? The amount of money they paid for them to be there. Think about how much money those people in the outfits made. That they
Oh,
probably
yeah.
made like $50 that day.
Yeah.
They didn't make anything to do that.
Mm-mm.
But they got paid thousands and thousands of dollars to show up because it's insane.
Yeah. And
It's
the fact that
insane.
they were like, oh, well, there's a bunch of places for them to go and like get food and drinks. It's
Yeah,
like,
they've already spent a bunch of money to come to
okay.
your dumb wedding.
Yeah.
Cool, then you don't get any wedding gifts. That's always been kind of part of the things like, hey, you go to a wedding, you like kind of like when you do your gift, like you give them money, you kind of make up for the cost of your plate and drinks and stuff
Exactly.
like that. That's kind of the idea. So when you don't do any of that, we're just gonna give you money, and then I'm just giving you money so you can see Mickey Mouse. Like, you're an idiot. Tara, I would
Yeah.
have left. I'd have been like,
Oh my
we're out of
God.
here.
How many people do you think stopped being friends with them after that?
Well, Tara, think about when I went to a wedding that ended up being a dry wedding, or we went to that wedding that wasn't, I'm not going to say names or anything. We went to a wedding
Yeah.
that was dry and we didn't know it was going to be. I left and went to the grocery store and bought bottles of tequila so we could have
Mm-hmm.
fun. Not that I need to drink to have fun, but at that wedding I did.
Yeah.
At that wedding I did.
We
As did the
definitely.
groom. The groom partook.
Yes, he did.
When you make weird choices, like, I'm not saying you have to have an open bar at a wedding or anything
No.
like that, but I'll buy it. I don't care.
Yeah, have it
Give me an
available.
option. Or let people know ahead of time. Like, people need to know these things. Like, what are we doing? Tara, I don't even know if I'd be friends with those people prior to this wedding. I'm like, I'm not going to that wedding. That sounds terrible. Like, if I had to, like, say it was like, for instance, like, they're not this ridiculous, but like Miranda's brother and fiance, they do like Disney. They are a Disney adult. Like, they like to go to Disney. Whatever, do your thing. I think it's wild. But their wedding isn't at Disney, and they're not gonna like make it like they're having an adult human being wedding.
Yeah.
But say it was there, I would say they did do that. I would have to go to that, sadly, because
Right.
I'm a supportive boyfriend and I'm going to go to her family's wedding. But that's not what it is. But that's the only way I would go is if it was like family or something like that. And I'm like, I guess I got to go to this damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if it was a friend, like a friend, and that's what they're doing. I was like, I'm not going to that.
Right.
What are you doing, weirdo? But again, I don't know that we'd be like that close of friends if you were weird enough where you're having Mickey and Minnie as your wedding thing. That just doesn't seem romantic or anything like that. It seems
Mickey and
weird.
Minnie at your wedding is not romantic.
No, it's not anything. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, in general, I don't like anybody dressed up in like mascot things because I just find it to be weird.
Sure.
Um,
Well, what if Bucky Badger showed up at your wedding? Well, I think I'd be psyched. Like, say at Megan and
no,
Jeremy's wedding, Bucky showed up. I'd probably been pretty psyched about that. We were on campus at the
sure.
school, and Bucky walks in.
Sure.
Bucky Badger. Here comes Bucky Badger. We would have went nuts if he was on the
Okay.
dance floor with Bucky Badger. That would have been fucking sweet.
I guess for like a second, then I'd be over it.
If he just made an appearance, it would be cool.
Yeah, if he came in, made an appearance, got a picture, did like a couple
Dance to
dance
shots,
moves.
or I'm on a
Yep.
boat.
Yep.
That's my
I'm on a
third walk-in
boat.
song. I'm on a boat.
Okay.
No more Crazy Train. So I'm on a boat.
It's so good.
But if Bucky had walked in at that wedding, he might have, and I forgot. Who knows?
He didn't, but
It just
I
would
mean
have made
that.
sense.
It,
When you're on,
yeah.
don't act like Bucky Badger walking into the wedding and us grooving with him would have been cool.
No, that would have been fun. You're right.
But we also got to. But if they said we don't get any booze, but Bucky's coming, I've been like, oh fuck yourself.
Bucky,
No thanks.
No, thank you. Bucky can stay home.
Bucky can stay home. That college kid paying for part of his tuition, dress up as Bucky Badger, can stay home.
Yeah.
Oh, my phone's ringing. Hold on. Illegal. It's not very professional of me. Spam. Cool. Spam risk. I wish mine was like, I like the people that get it to say spam likely. I like that better than just spam risk.
I didn't know you could change it.
You don't change it. I think iPhones say spam likely, or it depends
Oh.
on whoever your carrier is, and ours says spam risk. But spam likely is better. I like spam likely better.
I like spam risk.
Because spam likely sounds like a name. Spam likely. Spam risk sounds like spam risk. So, anyway, that's weddings. I think we covered it. A weird week here. Did you have any grievances?
I don't
a
like
quick
not
grievance
having
here?
a grievance.
Fine if you don't.
I do have a grievance, but Mom gets mad when we talk shit about her on here. But this isn't really like talking shit. It's
So
just
Mom's been listening. Wait, so Mom's been
well,
listening?
no, she
then?
only listened once, and then I showed her the Kyle Lowry thing, like clip,
That's not
and
talking shit.
and she got mad and said we make her look like a ding dong, and I was like, Mom, and she's like, I didn't say that, and then Dad and I like kind of made her realize that she did say it, and she's like, okay, well maybe I said it.
Mom doesn't want people to know she's liking them thickies.
Yeah, exactly.
Them thick boys.
But my grievance is with Mom because last night I went and I was watching Mission Impossible and I wanted some popcorn, and they bought like a popcorn from Costco, which is pretty much the size of my entire torso.
Yeah.
And I went and I opened it up and I just ate some of it out of the bag, and then I took it back and I put it away, and as I was coming back to my room, she goes, you need to put that in a bowl next time instead of eating it out of the bag. And I just kind of looked at her and went, okay. And like I went back into my room and finished watching the movie. And then after the movie, I came back out and she brought it up again. She was like, you need to use bowls with your popcorn. And I go, yeah, I got you the first time. And she's like, well, the reason is because you're putting your hands in and doing this and eating it. And I go, yeah, Mom, I got you. So she was really on my case last night about putting my snacks in a bowl when I eat.
We didn't use bowls growing up for chips or anything our whole lives.
No.
I mean, I do it sometimes now. I actually started doing it more.
Yeah.
just because hands are gross, and it is probably the way to go. But like, I just like how she decided last night's the night that she's gonna get on it. She's never probably said that to you before ever, except for maybe like portion control, maybe
Sure.
like, oh, you should put it in a bowl and
Exactly.
you'll eat there, like,
And you'll eat
but never because of
less
like,
and you won't go
yeah,
back for more. Yeah.
yeah,
So I,
never go back for more.
and I was just kind of like, and normally I do put it in a bowl now, like, but I just thought
Well,
it
especially with
was,
a bag that with a bag that big, Tara, I definitely probably would have put it in a
well, I just
bowl.
thought it was so funny how big the bag was that I was
Like you wanted
enjoying,
to hold
like,
it.
having it, like, yeah, I was like holding it like a pillow and eating out of it. But I was just like, all right, lady, like, get off my snack case. Like,
I love it. That's
well, and
funny.
like, not to pile on, but like, I had just gotten, like, I bought a car recently and I had like she drove in it with me and I had like a can that was sitting there and she's made a comment about like, well, don't start making your car a mess. I'm like, what? I have a can here.
You are, well, to be fair, you are a can leaver. You're the queen of the cans. You're a bottle
Yeah,
leaver around her. That's your move.
probably.
You like to sleep with them in your bed.
No.
Bottles and cans. Well, there's
That
been a time in your life
Yes, that's
where
definitely a
you've
thing
slept
that
with
I used to
bottles
do.
and
I used to
cans in your
be
bed.
a freaking rat, like, in my bed,
You got
just
rat.
all,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was gross.
Yep.
That's not me anymore.
That's so your grievance is like, leave me alone, lady. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to eat
just
some
with,
popcorn.
yeah, it was just,
I don't need it twice. I don't need to hear it twice in two
exactly. I wouldn't,
seconds.
that would not have been my grievance if she would have just said it the one time, but when, like, not even an hour later, she, like,
She didn't even give you a
reiterated.
chance to redeem yourself. She didn't give you a
Exactly.
chance to have popcorn a second time
And then she
and
was
pour it
just,
in a bowl.
exactly. So I was just kind of like, yeah, I get it.
All right. I got a quick grievance then.
Okay, cool.
Um uh mine is not gonna I'm not gonna pile on mom. I'm not like you where I gotta get on mom every
I
week,
love
but
her. She's the best.
mine is this, I know you know it a little bit, this Kate Bush song
Oh,
that's all over TikTok and Reels because it was in Stranger Things. A song no one has thought about for 40 years, 30 years. 88 I think it came out, so 35 years, 34 years. No one has thought about it since then, even for a second. Maybe a few Kate Bush fans, that's about it. And now I have to hear it everywhere because it was in Stranger Things. Tara, the song is terrible. I don't know if
yeah.
you've heard it yet. Have
I
you heard it
have.
on the
You
TikToks and Reels and stuff?
Yeah, I
Oh, I
did.
sent it to you. I sent it to you. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It is terrible. And it's, the melody's not good. Nothing about it's good. The lyrics are like not cool.
Mm-mm.
Like, it is brutal. And because it was on Stranger Things, I got to hear it all the time. Because one producer of Stranger Things like liked it probably, and like, we're putting this song right here. This is perfect. This is everyone loves Kate Bush.
Well,
That's my grievance.
that's a good grievance, but I was kind of telling Dad about it, and he said
Mm-hmm.
that in the vinyl world, she's kind of like somebody who people like to think is real cool. And he said that
Yeah,
he was reading the threads on it, on like
yeah.
people to kind of check out, and she was one of them, and he went and listened to one of her songs. It was like, I will never have any of her vinyl in my collection ever because she sucks.
She stinks.
Yeah.
She stinks. She stinks. Oh my God, Tara. Moving on from that real quick, but so a Kate Bush song. So I guess my grievance is more like, just because something was in Stranger Things, I don't need it to jump to the top 10 of the world.
Yeah.
Because just because I've been fooled thinking it's good. It's not, it wasn't good then and it's not good now. Get it out of my face.
Exactly.
Get Kate Bush out of my face. None of you have heard of Kate Bush until today. And she stinks.
She does stink.
That's my grievance. But anyway, we went to have a drink last night at Sleeping Village near my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And we went, it got a little chilly, and we went and sat outside, and no one else showed up. Like, no one came. It was like there was just me, Miranda, and Dad sitting out there, and they were playing music, which is why we want to go there, because it's like a cool bar and they play music and stuff. But they also, we realized sleepy song after sleepy song. We're like, what is this boring shit? So Miranda Shazammed it, and it was this, I don't even remember her name, was like Aldous Harding or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's correct. And we hated it. We hated it so much. It was so boring, but they were just playing the album all the way through.
Oh,
And we're
wow.
like, so dad goes in to pee and get us new drinks. And he's like, hey, it's a bunch of young people working there, young,
Uh-huh.
we'll say hip people.
Hip,
This comes from a
hip
cool hip
people.
guy, by the way. I'm cool. I'm hip, in my opinion. But anyway, he goes in like, hey, can we like maybe like
Change it up.
listen to something else? Like, do we have to? Because we hated it. It was so boring. It was putting
Yeah.
us to sleep out there, where we like kind of ruined our vibe, and we were the only people there. So it's like maybe play something else with a little more like upbeat or something. So he goes, hey, can you play something else? Like, huh? The guy, like the fact that dad talked to him, like the person behind the bar was like, what? Why is this guy talking to me? And then other guys like that was working the door, checking IDs and stuff, was like, is it too loud? And he's like, no. He's like, I just want variety.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, okay. Like, and then so dad went to the bathroom, then came back out, and then they finished playing the album. And then they played another album, and then they started another album. So like instead of just like shuffling through songs, they just were playing album. But this one
That's
album was so bad,
weird.
and and even after he said, hey, like, hey, can you like play a little more variety? They're just like, oh, okay, and then
Okay.
they just let it play out.
That's
It
so
was wild.
weird.
It was so weird, and it's like one thing, like, but like when the people that are there ask like specifically, like, hey, can we maybe just play something else? Like, they were basically playing what they wanted to. This
Mm-hmm.
one person was picking the music, like, this is what I want to listen to. It's like, well, yeah, but you're putting us to sleep, and there was no one else there. So like maybe it's because you guys play dumb music on Sunday nights, and it
Yeah.
was like super boring. But it was fun. It was ridiculous.
That's
But we ended up having more fun because of it, obviously. So it went from being bored to having a lot of fun because we made fun of them. We were out there
right.
making fun of them and how lame they were, and just goofing around and like joking around how lame the songs were and stuff like that. And then even when we got new music, like this cool jazz album came on, we liked it. We couldn't stop making fun of the original scenario. So that was fun. It actually
That's
ended up making for a fun
funny.
time.
I love it.
I gotta pick
It's
something for you
called
to watch, Terry.
it's called
Wait,
making
what?
it's called making lemonade out of lemons. That's what you
Yeah, it's
guys
called
did.
making lemonade out of lemons. It's called making lemonade out of lemonades.
Oh, I got one more
I gotta pick.
grievance. One more quick
Yeah, go
grievance.
quick. We're running out of time.
Yeah.
We're getting
My
long. What
quick
is it?
grievance is you still haven't done your TikTok dance.
Oh, that's not a grievance. That's I don't know how to do it. I gotta pick one. Listen, I had COVID,
Okay.
and then I
No,
got
no.
distracted.
You're not allowed to
And then
blame
a
it on
visitor, dad came to
COVID.
visit this weekend. Dad
He
came to visit
literally
this
came
weekend.
yesterday.
I don't know what to tell you. I'll learn one this week. I promise. I'm gonna learn one this
I'll
week.
believe it when I see it.
All right. I don't have. We're actually not gonna pick a movie this week because I don't have one for you. Nothing inspired me this week that you haven't seen. I don't know you haven't seen. We don't always have to do a movie. Maybe it'll be more exciting if we. But I want people to recommend some stuff. I got this week. We got 0 emails. Don't
Boo.
appreciate that, guys. Which means none from someone who we don't know. So we definitely know that no one we
Aw.
don't know is listening to us. So we have 7 listeners, basically. Here's what I'm thinking. Please send me some stuff you think Tara should watch to our email, MELLONfights@gmail.com. Follow us on Andyland Entertainment, TikTok, and all that jazz. TikTok, Instagram. Reach out to us on that. You don't have to email us. You can just comment on one of the videos like, hey, Tara should watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Tara's checking her nails right now. She's bored.
No, I have a hangnail. It
You
hurts.
have a what? Hangnail.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, email us. Reach out to us. Let us know. And if you don't, that's cool too. But Tara doesn't have a movie to watch this week because I don't want to just force it. Nothing was inspiring me this week. So,
which is probably good because I have a weekend full of fun happening. So I'm not going to have a lot of time.
Okay. Well, Tara's got a weekend full of fun.
I got a wedding coming up.
Tara, try to talk to somebody, one of those people I'm talking about, either a stranger, become their friend, someone you hate, become their friend, or grandma.
Okay.
or grandma. The grandmas don't care about. Grandmas prefer to talk to cool, chubby, bearded men rather than young blonde women. They want a little attention, a little smirk, and a wink in their direction. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see how
So
I do.
yeah, come back. I need some sort of friendship. Like I want your the 3 people you met at the wedding, top 3. Like not like by name, but like like type of person they were. Where it was like the cool cousin, the cool crazy cousin,
Okay. I'll try.
something like that. Keep an eye out. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Okay.
So, all right. Until next week. Uh, have a Tuesday, bags.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Melon
Melon
fights.
fights.
Was my voice
I
cracked
don't know.
today?
That's
That was
why I
wild.
like
That,
laughed.
that, that might have been sexy. That was like I
I
don't know,
couldn't even
Mariah
do melon
Carey-esque.
fights because I was laughing.
It was good. That was good.
It was good.